First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Hawa
Bahashem,
Bahashem
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushai
Bahashem,
Bahashem
Rakakwadash.
Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect. Shabbat Shalom to all you brothers and you sisters out there, you believers. And may Yahweh Shem Shai bless you all. Hey, we're the brothers of Great Millstone, Miami. I'm the brother lawyer, and with me.
The brother of war.
And what we about to go into in this lesson is how the elect will shine in the kingdom. All right, and by shine we mean literally shine.
Yes.
Okay. All right. The scriptures, the Most High described Abraham's seed as the stars of heaven. Okay, how they would be as the stars of heaven. What do stars do? They shine. Okay. All right. The Lord is gonna, change His elect's bodies, are to be fashioned like unto His glorious body. And Yahweh Shai shines. He has glory and splendor with the Father. Okay. All right. That's why the scriptures tell you that New Jerusalem hath no need of the sun or of the moon or of any candle.
Right.
Because of the great glory and the splendor and the brightness of the city itself, and of the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai that's going to be dwelling amongst the elect. Okay. All right. The brightness is going to be so splendorous that, if that's a word, that it's going to be no need for the sun and the moon. Okay. All right. So that's just another aspect of the glory that the Lord is going to bestow upon His elect, those that are written in the book of life in the kingdom. All right. So with that being said, we're going to hop right into this lesson. Okay. And Lord willing, this video is edifying. You want to start with Daniel chapter 12, verse 1?
Come. This is Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
That's right. Okay, so we're coming into a time of great trouble and turmoil on the earth. All right, great evils. Okay, and it's going to get so bad that the Lord's going to have to send angels, on the behalf of the elect.
Right.
Okay. All right, to deliver them, to spare them. Okay, in the time of this great evil. Okay.
Right.
All right, they're the ones who are going to be delivered. Okay.
Right.
All right, but the wicked of our people are going to be destroyed in the times to come. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
Right, this is going, into us being woken up as a people. All right, us being in that, dead state is likened to sleep in the dust, being in that confused and low state.
Right.
Okay, but some amongst the Lord's people are going to wake to this truth unto everlasting life and be delivered and saved. All right, but the wicked of our people, the rest that were blinded, all right, they're going to awake unto this truth fully in the kingdom.
Right.
Okay. All right, and in the kingdom they're going to have everlasting shame and contempt because they're not going to make it on this side. Okay, verse 3.
Verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
That's right. Okay. So, there goes that glory, there goes that shine.
Right.
All right. The wise are going to shine as the brightness of the firmament.
Right.
Okay. As the ozone layer, as the sky. Okay. All right. And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Okay, so it's going to be a certain level of glory that, the 144,000 and certain members of the elect are going to have, all right, that distinguish them from other Israelites. Okay?
Right.
All right, it says shine as the stars, man. So this is going to be a glorious splendor, a radiance about the elect.
Right.
Okay? All right, this is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. It says, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. Okay, and what is this talking about? Glorified Zion. Okay, how the Lord's going to exalt His people, exalt His elect, make them shine.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and His glory shall be seen upon thee. So this world is full of darkness. Okay, but when the Lord blesses us with the kingdom, this world is going to be full of light through the elect, through the Israelites being exalted. Okay, it says, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Okay, so the splendor and the glory that we're going to have in the kingdom, which is going to begin with salvation, being changed, all right, having a glorious kingdom, all right, and as well as the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is going to radiate throughout the earth, and people are going to be drawn to that. The heathen are going to be drawn to that. That's why you read in Isaiah chapter 2, it tells you how, they shall come, they shall say, let us go into the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob,
Right.
and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion goeth forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, how the king's going to minister unto us. Queen shall be thy nursing mothers.
Yep. Right.
All right. During King Solomon's day. All right. Remember how when King Solomon was in his kingdom, all right, how all of these different nations came to hear his wisdom,
right,
to get knowledge from him. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you're going to have all people coming unto us, being gravitating unto that light, unto that glory, into that splendor.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like a moth to a flame.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. Let's go. I don't know, wherever you want to start.
I might start at 1.
Go ahead, brother.
Because this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. To the souls of the righteous are in the hand, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. And there go from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
Right, so that's how people look at, our walk in the faith. That's how the world looks at the walk of the elect.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They forsook the world. They gave up on their life.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up on this world.
Right.
All right. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and they look at it like it's misery. Like these people live a miserable life. They don't have no honor. This, that, and the third, man.
That's Wisdom of Solomon 5. Their end to be without honor. So they're looking like, look at this guy. They also say, man in distress, roughly paraphrasing. Or in Wisdom of Solomon 5. So right. they laughing at us, they mocking us,
yeah,
and etc. But they don't see the outcome that we see through the Spirit,
Right, exactly. Scriptures talk about how they think it's strange that you were not to the same excess of riot.
Right.
Speaking evil of you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how they have us as a proverb of reproach.
Right.
But that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. It's
right.
all good. Hey, the Lord promised us glory and splendor and a shine, in the kingdom.
That's right.
That's going to be forever.
That's right.
A lot of our people, they give up, the glory of the Lord has to offer for the glory of this world that's momentary.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
All right, because they don't want to suffer, because they don't want to be humiliated. Okay? Because they want it now. All right, when the Lord is the Father of glory, He gonna give it to us anyway as a people. We're His children,
right?
We're His little ones. Okay.
Hey, Moses forsook what he forsook, and you had people looking at him like, bro, you tripping,
you crazy,
But yeah. Hey, he'd rather suffer with his people, all right, than to be in glory with the Egyptians for a little moment, man.
Right. And when he was supping with the Lord, he came down from the mountain shining.
Exactly, right.
They had to put a veil over his face.
Right. That's the Spirit.
Because they couldn't behold the glory, that was radiating off of him.
Right.
So how much more when we, actually get to be in the presence of Yahweh Shai,
right.
And fully, channel the Holy Spirit within us in the new bodies.
Right.
All right, which is going to be fashioned like Yahweh Shai's glorious body, being made in the image of the Most High. Being able to actually, traverse between, this earthly material plane and the spiritual plane,
right?
And actually see the Most High Himself,
right?
How much more will we have more glory than even Moses was having at that time?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that shine about him, they couldn't even behold, steadfastly. His face.
That's right.
They had to put a veil over his face, man. So the glory that we're going to have, we might have to turn it down sometimes.
Right.
Just to operate around regular humans.
Right. Their eyes go like, Bell.
Yeah, oh my God.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
Mm-hmm.
For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for Himself.
Right.
As gold in the furnace hath He tried them and received them as a burnt offering.
Right. So it says, as gold in the furnace hath He tried them and received them as a burnt offering.
Right.
Okay. What happens when you try gold in the furnace?
It gets purified.
It gets purified, right?
Mm-hmm.
but it also gets more bright
Right.
because you got to take the impurities out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what happens with all of these little, brothers be wearing the stones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why the stone is in the condition for it to be worn in the first place, a lot of times it's because it had to be heat treated first to bring out the splendor, to bring out the beauty, the polish of the stone. So you could get the shine on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you could get the splendor of it. You could get the beauty of it fully.
Right.
Okay, and that's the same thing with the elect. They're tried as gold, as silver, as precious stones in the furnace, so that when they come out, they can be polished. You know, they can be beautiful. You know, to the maximum. Okay. All right, go ahead, bro.
Verse 7, and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble.
Right, as sparks among the stubble.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right, sparks shine.
Shine, right.
Okay, they shall shine and run to and fro as sparks amongst the stubble, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hey, man, look. Hey, we don't know what glory look like, man. You know, people think this world doesn't know what true glory and splendor and stunting look like. Man.
Right, right.
Okay, they like to bring up, these celebrities and people bring up the these royals, Queen Elizabeth, this, that, and the third, the Rothschilds. That's nothing compared to what we're gonna get in the kingdom.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's right.
That's nothing, man. We're gonna be shining, man. Actually, literally shining, not just shining in the metaphoric sense, but actually shining like stars.
That's right.
Shining like gold and silver and precious stones. Shining like the sun and the moon. Okay, actually having a glow or radiance about us. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. This is Matthew chapter 13, and verse 41. It says, "The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend and them that do iniquity." All right, so when Yahushua comes back, he gonna send forth his angels, and they're gonna be taking people out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, it says, "And they shall cast them into a furnace. There shall be weeping. A furnace of fire. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Okay. All right. So those that offend and do iniquity, they're going to be cast alive into the lake of fire, man. They're going to suffer of the second death. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Verse 43, it says, "Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father." Who hath an ear to hear, let him hear. Okay. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father, man. That's a glory to behold, man.
Yeah.
Scriptures tell you, you can't even hardly behold the sun.
Right.
Who can stand before his vapors, and that's heavy, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's like something off the Dragon Ball Z or something.
Right.
How they go super Saiyan, they have that energy about them. That comes from the scriptures, man.
That's right.
Sometimes you see in different how would I say, paintings and frescoes from the Dark Ages.
Mm-hmm.
You see how they paint, Yahushua and the Israelites, and they got that glow around them, that kind of like halo looking thing.
Right.
You know, that's from the scriptures, man.
Mm-hmm.
You read in Ecclesiastes, it tells you that the wisdom of a learned man, maketh his face to shine.
Right.
And the boldness of his face shall be changed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So that's, hey, you got something, bro?
Now I wanted to say, hey, we say it every morning, the anointing's prayer. Mm-hmm. Make that face to shine upon us.
That's right. That's right. This is good,
Good. 41.
This is 1 Corinthians 15, and
want me to start at 41?
You can start at verse 40.
Okay, 40.
Going into the new bodies.
Come. Mm-hmm. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 40. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory.
Right. Okay, so you got different bodies. You have celestial, heavenly bodies.
Right.
And you got terrestrial bodies. These terrestrial bodies have their glory, and the celestial bodies, the bodies that we have in the heavens, like Paul described in 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother glory.
Wow.
All right. And even amongst the elect, there's going to be different levels of glory. Like
Right.
how you got in Dragon Ball Z or in,
Yeah.
superhero cartoons.
Mhm.
Everybody got a different power level.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's why it says there's one glory of the sun and another glory of the moon and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. Verse 42, it says, so also is the resurrection of the dead.
Mm.
Okay? All right, so we gonna have different glories. Some brothers gonna be shining more than others. Some others gonna have more splendor or glory than the other. But at the end of the day, we all gonna be glorified.
That's right.
Okay, we all gonna shine, man.
That's right.
Okay, like the stars, like the sun.
Mhm.
Like the moon.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's right.
You got it, bro. Verse 42 again.
42.
Mhm.
Who also is the resurrection of the dead? It is sown.
I'm sorry. So also is the resurrection of the dead.
Oh, water. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption and is risen in incorruption.
Mhm.
It is sown in dishonor. It is risen in glory.
Raised in glory.
It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, and it is raised in power.
Mhm.
It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body.
Mhm.
There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body.
That's right. Okay.
Mhm.
So again, the resurrection of the dead. All right. Right now, we've been sown in corruption. This corruptible body. We have in this life. This body that has dishonor and weakness and natural. And,
Right.
You die and you go off. You get sick and stuff like that.
Mhm.
All right. But the bodies that we have waiting for us are going to be incorruptible bodies.
That's
All right. It's going to be raised in glory. We're going to be changed. Okay, raised in power.
Right.
You're gonna actually have power.
Right.
Spiritual power.
Right.
Power to perform miracles, to fly. All of these things that the scriptures talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are we gonna be like many Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shais, every member
Yes.
of the elect?
Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
All right. Hey, this is a Revelation chapter. Man, this is so my goodness. Well, this is Revelation chapter. Oh my gosh, this is Revelation chapter 21 and verse 14, going into the walls and the dimensions of New Jerusalem. It says, and the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth foursquare, and the length is as large as the breadth. And the measure of the city with the reed, and he measured the city with the reed 12,000 furlongs. And brothers went into that recently. All right, going into how that's like. Matter of fact, let me just look it up because I remember it was like 1,500 miles type stuff. Like it was quite the distance, man. Matter of fact, let me see. 1 second, Slovakia. Copy. In miles. Boom. Okay, so 12,000 furlongs is approximately 1,500 miles. Okay, that's a long way.
That's a long.
Okay,
right.
All right. Let me see. I believe. Let me see. How many miles is India? Let me see. How many miles is India? No, not distance from my location. No. How large is India in miles? It says, man, I wish I could find it. Let me see in miles. Miles. All right. So let's see. How long in miles? All right, so it says India's measures 1,997 miles from north to south, and 1,822 miles from east to west.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the miles that we're gonna have is 1,500 miles.
Right.
So our city's gonna be nearly as large as India.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Nearly as large as India. Okay.
Right.
all right, in length and in width. Okay, almost pushing that size, man. So it's gonna be damn near the size of a continent.
Con.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right, because India is what they consider a subcontinent.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it says back at Revelation 21:16, it says the length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. Okay, so that's going into the dimensions.
Right.
The length is going to be 1,500 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the breadth, which is the width,
Right.
is going to be 1,500 miles, and the height, okay, of the walls is going to be 1,500 miles.
Right.
So it's going to be very large, man. And it's all going to be made of precious stones and gold and silver. You know, you know.
You gonna be somewhere else. You gonna see it shine.
You're gonna see it shine.
Right, you're gonna see it shine.
From a distance.
Right, from a distance, man.
Okay, verse 17 it says, and he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was of pure gold, like unto clear glass. And the foundation of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth an emerald, and these stones glimmer and shine.
Yes.
Yes. And the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, the 10th chrysoprasus, the 11th jacinth, the 12th an amethyst. Okay, so it's gonna have a glitter, a glow,
right,
a splendor, a bling to it,
right,
a sparkle to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it says, and the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of one pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass.
Damn,
that's crazy, man. Okay, so it's gonna be beautiful, man. All right, and I saw no temple therein, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon. All right, to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. Okay, you see that? So, of course, the sun and the moon are still going to exist.
Right.
Okay, the stars are still going to exist. Okay, because scriptures talk about how those ordinances are forever. They're not going to depart from before me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, but the point is that the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to be so present in the city, that's going to give off a light, a splendor. Yahweh Shai himself is going to dwell in New Jerusalem.
That's right.
Okay, upon the throne of David. Okay,
that's right.
The elect are going to be shining and glowing and have that sparkle and radiance about them. So there's going to be no need, to light a candle, to have the sun and the moon and the stars. The city itself is going to give off its own radiance.
Right.
All right.
If I may say, gold has a vibration to it. You feel me? So it's going to have that vibration. It's going to have that energy that's going to make it like show out. You know? So you don't really need the sun, the moon, a candle like you mentioned, because it's going to shine so bright.
Mm-hmm. All right, you got Philippians chapter 3.
Come. Philippians chapter 3 and 18, right?
Nah, you can start at verse
20. Come. It's Philippians 3 and 20. For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to...
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. According to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all the things unto himself.
Gotcha. All right. So you see that? Hey, the Lord is going to change our vile bodies to be fashioned like unto his glorious body. Okay. What does the word glorious mean? All right. It goes back to the Greek doxa, Strong's G1391. It says, just going to the point, splendor, brightness of the sun, of the moon, the stars, magnificence, excellence, preeminence, dignity, grace. So again, that glorious condition. It says a glorious condition, the most exalted state. The scriptures talk about the glorious manifestation of the sons of God, man. All right, let's go to the word splendor. I've been using the word the whole time. Let's look it up real quick, just to get a clearer definition. All right, the word splendor, it says magnificent and splendid appearance. Grandeur, okay? Magnificence, impressiveness, okay? It says opulence, luxury, okay, fineness, richness, gloriousness, gorgeousness, beauty, elegance, majesty, stateliness, nobility, pomp.
Right.
you know, oh my goodness, you know. It says lavishness, ornateness, richness, luxuriousness, man.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So that's what we're gonna have in the kingdom, man. That shine, that glow.
Right.
All right. That beauty, that splendor. The Lord's gonna beautify us, man.
Hmm.
Okay. All right.
Hey, this is Malachi 3:17.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels,
Mm-hmm.
and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him.
That's right, man.
Hmm.
Okay. When the Lord shall make up His jewels, man. All right. Who are the jewels of Yahweh Bashem Shai, man? All right. The jewels of Yahweh Bashem Shai are the elect.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. That's the jewels of Yahweh Bashem Shai. All right. The elect men.
That's right.
Okay. All
Hmm.
right. So the Lord's gonna make up His jewels. He's gonna polish His jewels. The
Right.
same way Jake clean their jewelry off.
Right.
Make
Right.
sure they polish it,
Right.
put a little oil on it, whatever.
Hmm.
To make it shine. That's how the Lord is doing us, man.
So,
Okay. All right. And of course, the same way, Jake like to show off the bling bling and the chain and the gold and the watch and the diamonds and this, that, and the third. Okay. Hey, the Lord gonna do the same thing, man.
that's right.
He gonna show His elect off to the world.
So,
So hey, we actually gonna shine, man. We gotta meditate on the kingdom, man. The promises, man.
that's
You
right.
gotta think about this more.
That's
You know,
right.
gotta talk about the kingdom talk, man. Okay, because this is what Yahweh Shai was meditating on when he was going through his hell and everything like that. Scriptures talk about because of the joy that was set before him.
Yeah.
The glory that should follow. You know, So if Yahweh Shai meditated on these things to endure, we should meditate on these things to endure and
That's
to
right.
be enthusiastic about the word. To be enthusiastic about being in the spirit. All right, to have hope of salvation, not be so negative all the time. Letting demons win. Rebuke the demons, man. Fight.
Right. Right.
Okay, because it's such a great glory that we have coming to us, man. All right, so all right, with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, Kwame Asharala,
Come here, Shalom.
Abba Babal.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.